Hello everyone and welcome to this month's Best and Worst of Beauty! Woohoo! June always marks the anniversary of not only me starting my YouTube channel, but also me starting these Best and Worst of Beauty videos. This marks 5 years, you guys. For 5 years, I have been doing, at the end of every single month, a Best and Worst of Beauty. Like, that's so weird to me. I don't know that I've ever committed to something for that long, other than, you know, life and living. Wow. And actually, now that I'm filming this, it's actually July when I'm filming this, which just like, what? That's strange. When you guys are watching this, it'll be July 4th, so happy Independence Day, happy July 4th to any of you fellow Americans who celebrate it, or, you know, if you celebrate it in another country, whatever the case may be, happy 4th of July. I hope everyone is being safe and having a good time today. But yeah, June was a good month. You know, overall, I turned 27 this past month, which is just, it hasn't hit me quite yet. I still feel like 24. I don't know why. That age just seems like, yeah, that's about right. It's not. I'm officially 27. It's scary, but you know, that's okay. We've got beauty products to get us through it, right? Right? And I do. I've got some not so great and some awesome makeup products to be sharing with you guys today, so I'm excited. These videos are always extra super duper long, so let's just sing the song together and then we can get on into it. It's the best and worst of beauty, whether good or bad, here's the down and dirty. So first off, on the bottom of the pyramid here, I'm really sad about this product. I wanted it to work, I gave it a shot, but overall, I just didn't really like it. This was the Foreo face cleanser thing. I don't know what the official name is. Basically, you know, it's used to cleanse your face. This is the mini, I think they call it like the play. I got this in a Sephora favorites kit over the holidays. Was it last year? This is supposed to be like a dupe type thing for the Clarisonic, except since it's made out of silicone, you know, you don't have to replace the head like you do with the Clarisonic. It also vibrates. Yeah? Can you hear it? Can you see it? Maybe not. There you go. I took this with me on vacation to Texas this past month when I was there for a few days for my cousin's wedding. I had to explain to my brother, because I was sharing a hotel room with my brother, and I had to explain to him what this was. I like got out of the shower and I was like, I probably should have told him if he could hear this, like, because it's not the, I mean, it's not super loud or anything, but you know, I was like, Tony, just so you know, the thing that is currently in the shower and the thing that you may or may not have heard me using in the shower, I wasn't having happy Cassie fun time. I was washing my face. But either way, I mean, I think this washed my face just fine. What I didn't like about it is the fact that, I mean, it's hard, you know? And that makes it really hard to like get into the creases of the nose and just the contours of the face. It just felt like I was rubbing this hard, stiff thing all over my face. This is starting to go in the wrong direction that I don't want it to go in, but do you get what I'm saying? I just like the Clarisonic better because it felt like the bristles were actually like getting deep down. It feels flexy on my face, like it's actually getting all the crevices of my face, whereas this, I feel like I really had to like mash it into my face to feel like I was really getting any sort of deep down. So yeah, this was a bummer. I don't know. It didn't work for me. I'm sure some people love it. It just, for me, bottom of the pyramid. And next up on the bottom of the pyramid, this is another product that I really wanted to work for me, and I've tried using it multiple different ways, but it just doesn't work for me, I don't think. This is the NARS Soft Matte Complete Concealer. I have mine in the shade Light 2 Vanilla. This is just a concealer from NARS that comes in a little pot. It's very cute, very elegant looking. This stuff goes on so beautifully, blends fantastically. It's very blendiful, if you will. People want me to like make that a thing. I'm like, really? We want to make my tongue slip ups a thing? Okay. Is that what I'm going to be known for? Great. But it's very blendiful and it looks gorgeous when you first apply it. But throughout the day, I find that if I use this for like spot concealing pimples, it like completely fades away. And if I use it under my eyes, it just ends up looking really cakey and dry and not nice underneath my eyes. So I personally just, I don't know what I would ever use this for. It just is not a formula that works on my skin. So if it helps for any of you to know, the Radiant Creamy Concealer that they also make, that one didn't really work on me well either, so if you know that one doesn't work on you, this one might not either. I don't know, neither of them work for me, so maybe that's like a thing, like if that one didn't work for you, this one won't work for you, but if that one worked for you, maybe this will work for you. I don't know, but there's some extra information, but yeah, this is a bummer, but I think I'm gonna have to return this. just didn't work for me. And then next up on the bottom of the pyramid, I mean, from here on out, these are all like decent products. I just, you guys, spoiler alert, I've got my Urban Decay Naked Heat palette. I will be doing my full review. I am filming that right after this one. The review will be going up after this video though, just by like a day or two, so hang in tight. You'll be able to see my mini tutorials and get like full thorough review thoughts. I did do this look on my eyes today with this palette, and it's a fine palette, you guys. It's just fine. It's one of those things where if I sit there and I'm like, okay, if my apartment burned down and all of my makeup burned down with it, would I repurchase this? No. Like, not even if I had an infinite amount of money and I could repurchase everything in my collection, I really don't think I would repurchase this. It's just okay. I don't know. I was really excited. Like, the colors are all so beautiful, right? Like, these really beautiful, warm, rusty reds and whatnot. Just real nice. But these two shadows, first off, suck. Like, these are really bad. You can make them work, but they are so dry, and just look at this. Okay, we're doing a little rub down, right? Yeah. What is that? Seriously? In a $54 palette, this is what you're gonna give me? Really? All right. I see, Urban Decay. I see. And the other one next to it is the same, but like, because these two shadows suck so much, the rest of them, like, there's hardly any variance, you know? These shades all in here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, these all are basically used for the same type of thing, and they give the same type of look. That's not to say they're not beautiful. It's just with this palette, when I was trying to come up with mini tutorials, I'm sitting there and I'm like, I literally think I can only think of a few different looks. Like, sure, you could maybe come up with, you know, a handful of looks, but they're all going to be variances on the same type of things. You can get a lighter look, you know, with these shades. You can get a medium look with these shades. And I guess you can get a deeper smoky look with these shades. But like, beyond those three types of looks, you really can't switch it up much. They're just so tonally all similar, and the fact that the smoky shadows, the ones that would help to deepen things up, and like that you can get them to deepen things up. It's just, they're a struggle to work with, they're a pain in the butt, and I just don't like these two shadows, like, at all. I know a lot of people really like them, but I don't. I don't at all. Otherwise, aside from these two shadows, the rest of them are really buttery and creamy and blend really nicely on the lids, but overall, like I said, I would not purchase this palette again. I'm really sad about it because I was really excited about this release, but it's just not for me. And then the last thing on the bottom of the pyramid here is something that I was using more toward the beginning of the month, and then I figured out that I just don't think it is good for these hot summer days. This is the new Tarte Clay Stick Foundation. I have mine in the shade Fair Light Neutral. I did do a Let's Test and everything on this. As always, if I have Let's Test videos, I'll throw cards up in the corner here. I'll have links down below for you guys. But this is a foundation stick, and this is probably my most favoritist foundation stick I've ever used. However, like I said, I just don't think it does well in the heat. Like, I don't. It ends up coming off. It comes off very gracefully, but it definitely comes off throughout the day. But I really like it, and I'm excited to use it, like, in the fall and the winter to see how it does, because this stuff is so freaking lightweight. Like, this is the most lightweight foundation I have ever used in my life, and it's a lightweight foundation that actually gives coverage. Now, granted, it is like a light to medium coverage. You can build it up, of course, but the finish is so satiny and soft and gorgeous. Like, so nice, and when you put it on, it just blends out so creamily and so easily. It is nice. It is so nice. But like I said, it's just not for the summer, so that's why I put it down on the bottom of the pyramid. But I'm really, really hoping, I've got high hopes for this thing, that once the winter and the fall roll around, they'll roll around in the other order than how I said it, but I'm very excited to use this again then. But yeah, like I said, it's not for the summer months, at least not for me. And next up, moving on up to the second tier of the pyramid, I have got the blush that I've been wearing this month. From here on out, we've got good products, you guys. We really do. These are good products that I would recommend buying. I only put this further down on the pyramid just because it's not the best blush I've ever used, but I really do like it. This is one of the Too Faced Love Flush Long Lasting 16-Hour Blushes in the shade How Deep Is Your Love. This is just a beautiful, beautiful watermelony pink color. It is gorgeous for these summer months. It just gives you that gorgeous heat flush on your cheeks. Really, really gorgeous. It applies beautifully. It's definitely like a sheerer formula, I would say, but a buildable sheer, which I really like in my blushes. It means that it makes it harder for me to screw it up and put too much blush on, especially with a color like this where I could definitely go overboard real quick with this guy. It's got the beautiful embossing on the actual blush itself, even though, you know, you have to kill the wabbits every time you use the blush, which is very, very sad. These, I wouldn't say last for 16 hours on me, but they do last a good amount of time, like 10 hours I would say. So I mean, like I said, it just depends on how long you typically wear your blush. I don't know. I mean, I guess I'm just being picky. I just personally have blush formulas that I like better. I don't know that I would ever buy more of these blushes. This was a gift to me from one of my viewers that wants to stay anonymous, so thank you to my anonymous viewer here. I really have been enjoying this blush, and I can definitely tell this will be like a staple type thing that I will pull out because it's just so freaking cutesy with the heart-shaped packaging and everything. But I do have formulas that I like better than this, but I still really like this one too. And next up here, we have got a very hyped up product on YouTube at the moment since its release. We have got the L'Oreal Voluminous Lash Paradise Mascara. I have got mine in the waterproof version. This is a good mascara, you guys. It really is. It's very nice, but it has its quirks. It really does. And not like the cool quirks that happen in My Hero Academia. So, can you hear this? Let's take a moment. Can you hear that? And do you see like how much product? I don't know if I just got a horrible scraper thing or something, but this stuff is gloopy. And it's very gloopy on the lashes too. Like this stuff clumps up your lashes because it is such a wet formula. I do have to use my CoverGirl Supersizer on top of this to like end up fanning out my lashes. That's why in the demo you're not seeing this too well, but I have to. I mean, if you like the look of clumpy lashes, you're gonna love this stuff. It's gonna work great. It does a great job throughout the day. It might flake the easiest bit, but it's very minimal and those flakes don't turn into smudges, which is great. I find that this doesn't weigh my lashes down. It is lightweight and everything, but like I said, I could never use this on its own. But that being said, I do really like it paired with my Supersizer, so I have mixed feelings about this stuff. I know I raved about it a lot more in my initial review of it, but I just, since working with it and everything, it's not as good as I feel like I thought it was, but it's still good. It's just, like I said, it's got its quirks, it's got its things that you have to work with. The thing that got a lot of people really excited about this is that it looks like the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara, which I was glad that this does not perform like the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara because I don't like that mascara, but it's got the same color pink packaging, and then the wand is similar shaped with that like slight hourglass to it. I like this brush. I feel like the density is good in that it really feels like it's hugging all of your lashes and everything when you put it on. Since it is from the drugstore, I think it's worth giving a shot if you are interested in it, but I just don't know that it lives up to all of the hype on YouTube. It lives up to some of the hype, just not all of it. And then next up here on the pyramid, I've got a product that I'm actually surprised I like as much as I do. This is the Pretty Vulgar Shimmering Swan Highlighter in the shade number 41, Glimmer of BS. This is like a blingy highlighter for me. Like the finish on this is very metallic, and that's why I'm surprised that I like it. I tend to go for more like subtle highlights, and now this is probably still subtle for a lot of people on YouTube, but for me, this is like a large highlight. But I like it. I don't know. I think it's very pretty paired with the Too Faced blush that I've been wearing this month, and it's just something different. And I do get compliments on this highlight, which I feel like is rare for me. People typically aren't like, ooh, Cassie, your highlight is popping. Your highlight is cool. I might even go far enough to say that if I were still in high school, boys might stop me at my locker Anyone catching that reference? Even though I'm not talking about a lip gloss? Okay. I personally think the packaging is really, really pretty. I think it was Taylor from that Tayla when she was testing out some products from Pretty Vulgar. She said it was really cheap looking and like it came from Claire's, and I was just like right in the heart. I think it's really pretty. Like, yeah, it is like cheaper plastic feeling and everything, but I really like the packaging. I guess it's just a difference in taste. You can see the actual powder itself is quite powdery, so there's quite a bit of kickback, but once you get this on your cheeks, I feel like it blends out so beautifully. This stuff lasts all stinking day. Like, seriously, this stuff looks just as blinding at night when I'm taking it off as it does when I first put it on. I really like it. I would love for them to come out with more shades of highlighter. It is an expensive highlighter, but I think if you're into really blingy metallic highlights and you don't think that the packaging looks really cheap and awful, then I think it's definitely worth a shot. And then moving on up to the second to the top tier of the pyramid, this is a product that is actually all thanks to my mother. I have got these. These are the COSRX Acne Pimple Master Patches, clinical skincare. These things are awesome. I know a few people have recommended to me before to use these type of pimple patches, and I think I have tried them in the past, but the ones that I bought, or the brand that I bought, they were just kind of okay, whatever. These work so well. At the beginning of the month, I had a couple like monstrous zits. It was to the point where it like actually impaired my lip movement and everything, and like my smile was kind of lopsided. Like, they were those kind of deep, painful, awful zits. And so I was over at my mom's for my trashy TV night with her one night, and I had one of those going on, and she was like, oh, you should try putting one of these pimple patches on it, see if it works. Like, they really help me with my really big pimples. And I was like, okay, like, it's worth a shot. I wasn't wearing makeup or anything when I went over that night, and so we put one of these on. They're just these little round circular patches, which I don't know, can you see? There you go. And they're just little sticky patches that you put on top, kind of like a band-aid, if you will. And like it says on the front here, not only does it protect your blemishes from dirt and other contaminants, it also absorbs secretions. Now, I don't know how good of an idea it would be to put these on like a gaping open wound or anything, but if you have a pimple that is not open, these are good. They're not the type of thing that'll make like a whitehead go away, but if you do have those really deep under the skin pimples that don't really ever seem to come to a head, those are the ones that I feel like these work so well on. Those pimples tend to be like kind of reddish and, you know, inflamed in the sense that it's a big type of a bump, like a visible bump. Put this on, I wake up in the morning and it is flat, like completely flat. It is so nice, and so it just makes makeup go on so much better over top of it. I have one. I forget. I think it's, yeah, it's right there. Like, I can't even remember because it just flattens it out and I can conceal it. Oh, these are so good. They're so good. I love them. And I've never had a problem with them like falling off in the middle of the night, which I thought was definitely gonna happen. And then like my cats would probably eat it, which is disgusting and dangerous. I personally got these off of iHerb's website. I am affiliated with iHerb. I'll have it linked down below. If you want to use my affiliate link, you don't have to. I do earn a kickback from it, but that is not why I'm promoting these. I'm promoting these because I actually love them and they actually work, and my mom likes them too, but they are really, really good. They're not too expensive. I feel like for this whole packet was like $4 or $5, something like that, which really isn't too bad, like considering how many little patches you get in here. And when you have one of those big painful bumps, $5 is really not that big of a price to pay to get those off of your face, or, you know, wherever you have them on your body. So these are great. Highly, highly recommend them. And then my second favorite product of the month, this is the foundation that I started using after I decided that Tarte one was not meant for the summer. This is one of my tried and trues for the summer. This is the Estee Lauder Double Wear Stay in Place makeup. I have mine in the shade 1N1 Ivory Nude. This stuff is bulletproof, you guys. It is so good. Now, if you live in a place like Texas, this did not last on me in Texas. It did last a bit, but not perfectly. It did fade, but that is some heat down there. This stuff, for me here in Minnesota, when it's like 85 degrees and super duper humid, or even if it's like 90 degrees, granted it won't work as well in 90 degrees, but you know what I mean? Like in these hot summer months, this stuff means business. I personally like to apply mine with a damp beauty blender just because I like shearing out the coverage a bit. This stuff is really like heavy duty full coverage, and that's just not the type of look I personally go for. So I do think it blends out much nicer with a beauty blender. You know, I just feel like it meshes into the pores a lot nicer. And then like I said, I just like giving it a bit sheerer of a finish, but it still gives like a really nice heavy duty coverage, I think, even with the beauty blender. But yeah, once this stuff is on, it is on, and it does really well. It doesn't like completely control my oil, but I think it does a really dang good job at making me not quite as greasy. And it's the type of foundation where even once my oils do come through, it doesn't like make the foundation wipe away with them. So this stuff, it's really, really nice. I really, really love it, and I'd highly recommend it to anyone else who has problems with the heat and foundation melting off, or if you have really oily skin and you have troubles with your foundation not staying on through your oils. This would definitely be worth going and getting a sample of. It's good, good stuff. And they've got a huge shade range, so that's a huge plus too. And now we have made it to the very top of the pyramid, the product I have been enjoying the most this month. Oh, you guys, it's been a while, I feel like, since I've included a fragrance in my favorites video, but I have got the Erin, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, but the Mediterranean Honeysuckle Eau de Parfum Spray. I actually got this from one of you, so thank you so much for sending this my way. I will absolutely be buying the full-size bottle once this one runs out. I haven't put any on today. I was saving it for this very moment. Oh, I just... it's so good. It's so good. It's just a beautiful, sparkling white floral, kind of plain and simple. But that's what I like about it, you know? It's not like all full of gimmicks and this and that and the other thing. It's just nice, like that very nice, sparkling, citrusy white floral. I know, now I'm like adding things in, but you know, like it does have a little bit of depth to it in that when you wear it, it kind of changes and morphs. It becomes a bit more sweeter rather than crisp like it is in the very beginning, but it's not like a sickly sweet. So it's just gorgeous and light and nice and crisp and yummy in the summertime. I love the way that this wears on me, and it's one of those perfumes where it's like, it's light, it doesn't bug people around you, but like when you go and you give someone a hug, it's like, oh, you smell really nice. Like I get so many compliments when I wear this perfume. It's got a pretty good lasting power on me. I would say maybe 6 hours, 5-6 hours, and then I feel like I can only really smell it when I like actually put my wrist up in my nose. It's not the longest lasting perfume, but I just really, really love it. It's a good one for sure. So yeah, there we go, you guys. There was my best and worst of beauty for June of 2017. Like I said, once you guys are watching this, it's already July. I hope you're having a wonderful start to the month here. I hope you had a wonderful, wonderful month of June as well. And if you didn't, hey, that just means July is going to be that much better, right? So I hope you enjoyed seeing the products that I have been loving and hating this past month. If you did enjoy the video or found it helpful, please do go ahead and give me a thumbs up down below. I would really appreciate it. And if you're new here, hey, hi, hello, how are you? You can go ahead and subscribe if you want to see more content from me in the future. I'd love to have you here. And as always, I just hope you guys are all doing well. And until next time, just stay well until then. Bye!